Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is TWiT.
Audio bandwidth for the weekly daily GizWiz is provided by the new Winamp for Android, featuring wireless sync and one-click iTunes import. Now with free daily music downloads and full-length CD listening parties. Download it for free at winamp.com/Android. Video bandwidth for the weekly daily GizWiz is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com. It's time for the weekly daily GizWiz with Mad's maddest writer, DeBartolo. This is episode 1342, recorded November 26, 2011. The weekly daily GizWiz is brought to you by Netflix. Watch thousands of TV episodes and movies on your PC, Mac, iPad, iPhone, or TV instantly. All streamed directly to you, saving you time, money, and hassle. For your free 30-day trial, go to netflix.com/twit. And by Ford, featuring available sync with My Ford Touch. Sync with My Ford Touch gets you to your destination with integrated turn-by-turn directions and directional arrows displayed on screen. Check it out on the new 2012 Ford Focus and at ford.com/technology. And now, get ready for Dick. Here we go. It's our holiday episode of the weekly daily GizWiz. Its own gravy. And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Santa Claus for a day, Dick DeBartolo. Hello, Dickie D.
Leah, how you doing?
Well, Merry Christmas. This is it, our Christmas episode.
It is?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh,
It's
you
not
don't think
even
we're going to be on Christmas?
It's not even December yet. And already we've decked the halls with a wreath. How do you like that wreath? Isn't that pretty?
Oh, that is really beautiful.
Yeah, it goes right around the...
I see a price tag on it.
Yeah, $69.99. Worth it.
Okay.
That you just won't get a check this week. You don't mind that, do you?
Nah.
No. Well, how should this week be any different?
Yeah, exactly. Remember Tim Conway used to do a summer show, and every time they brought it back, it would get canceled. So the third time they brought it back in July, he opened with his Christmas show. He said, I know I'm never, ever going to get to have a show on Christmas, so we'll just do it first.
Poor Tim. Well, it's good to see you. I know people hate it when you start Christmas stuff this early, but it is, after all, after Thanksgiving, and I think it's appropriate. And we only get 4. In fact, because we're doing it weekly, we'll only get this episode. I'll be gone. I'll be here for next Saturday. Gone the Saturday after. Tom Merritt will fill in. That will be the December 10th episode. Christmas Eve, we won't be here. Or the 17th.
We'll have the 17th together live.
And then the 24th, I won't be here. And then we'll be back New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But the 24th will be the best of.
Well, and that reminds me, we need your help, everybody listening at home. Because we frankly don't remember a thing. If you could remember anything that happened. And we prefer
not a half hour of silence.
Well, I think by its very name, best of implies it's going to not be much. Might be the shortest show we ever did. But we got to do it. So if
we got to do it, yeah.
You know, it could be
something to separate the commercials.
Wait a minute. If we called it the worst of, would it be easier?
Or they could just play back everything we ever made, and that would be too long.
But surely some of the shows were worse than others.
You know, you're right. You know, but it's hard. It's hard to pick the worst.
It is.
It's much easier to pick the best. It'll take seconds.
People say they all seem so bad. It's how are we supposed to? So here's my suggestion. If everybody goes to twit.tv/bestof. Just ignore the name for the time being. And in there, we're looking for all the shows the week after Christmas, week between Christmas and New Year's. We're going to, I want to give everybody some time off. So we're all going to go home. And the episodes that we play of all the shows will be highlights, or in our case, lowlights of the shows from the last year. But we need your help because I frankly don't remember a thing. It's all a blur. So if you go to twit.tv/bestof and just remind us, if you know the day and the time and all that stuff, that's useful. But even if you don't, just remind us of something you liked, something that was good. That should be quick. Outtakes would be good too. Except that we don't.
Is there such a thing as outtakes?
You know, come to think of it, that's what you're hearing. We don't. We don't edit it. So this is it. This is the show. This is for better or for worse, and in most cases,
this is the only network that only records outtakes.
It's all outtakes, baby.
It's all outtakes.
Dickie D, you got 5 good gadgets for us? No, you got 4, and I have the 5th.
Great. Well, yeah, 4, and one is going to be you. Well, one is I mentioned I would do it last week. So last Friday. Or last week's Gadget Warehouse Friday was a gadget that will be celebrating 30 years in the marketplace early next year from Zelco. It's the Itty Bitty Book Light. Oh. And amazingly, the original one is still on sale. I don't know quite why. Because...
Well, didn't you do this last week as the Warehouse Friday?
Yes. Because they said, Dick, we'll send you.
They heard it and they said, wait a minute, we still make them.
We still make, actually I told them, I just called up to find out what year it was. And they said, well, we'll tell you the year, but even though Amazon still sells the original, we're going to send you the Max 0.5, which is the newest Itty Bitty Book Light. This is what it looks like. So now it is a 0.5 Nichia LED bulb, and it plugs into this little guy here. The other one was powered by 4 C batteries in a big battery pack with a long cable. So now this is an all-in-one bright LED light, wide enough beam to read to light 2 pages at one time. And it clicks out and folds together so that if you want to put it in a backpack, it's a little too long. The stem of the light's too long to put in your pocket, but it comes with a little travel case.
It looks like it's really bright. I mean, when I see, what is it? How many LEDs in there?
It's just a single half-watt.
Oh, well, that's not too bad.
Nichia LED.
It just looks really bright.
Yeah, it is bright, and it runs on 2 AA batteries instead of 4 Cs. There's a little switchable circuit in there to keep the light bright until the batteries just finally give up the ghost. And it sells for about the same price as the original. The Zelco website, they have it at the suggested retail of $49. But if you do a search on Amazon, I found it for $28. So it's the newest. It's the Max 0.5, still called the Itty Bitty Book Light, but you want the box.
Yeah, there it is. You know what's funny is I have my own Gadget Warehouse. It's called my garage. And I was out there yesterday.
Well, you couldn't call it your Gadget.
No.
Gadget Garage is okay.
That's okay. That's a good name. Except Gadget Garage sounds like maybe I'm inventing something, but no, it's just a dumping ground. It's like the elephant graveyard for gadgets. But in there, I found an itty bitty book light that had 2 heads, one for each page. I thought that was innovative.
You know, that's so funny. Yeah. I don't remember that one.
Yeah, maybe it was a different company, because that was the other thing that unfortunately hurt them, I think, is that everybody and their brother made similar book lights.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That's kind of the problem when you have a hit gadget. You have it for about 6 months. And then when everybody sees, whoa, they're selling a lot of them, we can knock that off for.
Right.
They did the research. We can just copy it.
Do patents or anything protect you in a case like that? I guess it's just not worth suing.
You know what? I think so many little companies start doing it that you're probably right. You know, this is a mom and pop company. I didn't
Is
even
it really?
realize
Zelco is just a couple of people?
Yes, it's the Zella family, and it's still a family business. So they took Zella and they knocked the ER off and put CO for company.
That's great.
And it's the father Noel has passed on, but mom and the 2 daughters still run the company. So
I bet they've done fairly well for themselves.
I think they have. Yeah. I think they've become a multi-million-dollar company for right after the book light. The book light put them on the map.
Put them on the map and put the light on the book. Somebody in the chat room, Bill from Michigan, who is great, I love him, he's a regular in our chat room, suggests that one of the best of moments should be not from 2011, but 2010. And it was and there's a reason why it should be in this year's episode. It was when you came up with the name for our studios. Did you know that it was you who named the brick twit house?
Yeah, because I remember it. I had read a list. Someone sent a letter in. You were looking for a name.
Yeah.
And someone sent in a list, and I read it, and you said, let's keep looking. And then you said, you're supposed to be smart. You're supposed to be creative. You come up with a title. I said, well, tell me something about the place. And you said, it's made of brick. And I said, oh, you mean the Twit Brick House?
I think you said the brick twit house.
The brick, yes, exactly.
But either way, it's great. It's stuck, so to speak. And I think and thank the royalty checks are beyond what I ever imagined. Anyway, I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
No, but a thank you on the Post-it note was more than I expected.
Yeah.
And I thank you for that.
Well, it's the least I can do, literally.
No. You told me, you said, Dick, we're not going to pay you money, but 3 years from now, I'll mention it somewhere.
I could do less, I guess, but it would be hard.
You could, and I bet you will. I bet in 2012 you did.
Let's go right now. I take you now to Dick's boat, where gadget number 2 is about to begin. As Leo presses play on the
timing.
It's all about the timing, isn't it? And let's take you now to Dick's boat, where gadget number 2 is about to be seen.
Hey, it's Dick DeBartolo, Mad's Maddest Writer, and the GizWiz. Our gadget of the day on this week's weekly daily GizWiz video is aboard my boat. And a lot of people watch my boat on the drop cam, so I thought, I'll show you the boat before I show you the gadget. So this is it. By the way, we're at the 79th Street Marina.
See how much better the audio is because you're holding a mic.
Yeah.
So it's 23 feet long, and it has a 225 horsepower Yamaha engine on the back.
Wait a minute. I noticed it says...
So when the bottom's clean and everything's right.
I noticed it says Powerboat Magazine on the side of that. Do you get a little money for that?
No.
You just did
it was just a way. Sometimes I don't travel much in it now, but it was a way to get dockage when they said we're full. I would say, we're the staff of Powerboat Magazine, and they go, oh, well, how big is the boat? 25. Well, all right, come on.
The entire staff of Powerboat Magazine is on this.
Yes, exactly.
It's on this 24.
The entire staff is standing at the wheel.
And this is a Farallon 2300. So it's 23 feet long, and it has a 225 horsepower Yamaha engine on the back. So when the bottom's clean and everything's running well, it runs at 44.2 miles
I almost lost my
hour.
wig.
So now we're going to ask Dennis to do a daring act, and that's to climb on the boat as this ferry wake goes by. So excuse the bumpy audio. And he did it. Okay. Now we're going to see the interior. The interior is really nice. This is a 23-foot boat, so if you're a boater, that's not a lot of space, but the space is intelligently used. I actually went out to the factory and talked to them about making some changes, which they did. So this is the interior of the boat. So there's a galley here. And
actually, I think if you look closely at the floor, those are the stains. They're still there from when I was on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
When you dropped your coffee.
Yeah, that was
and
it.
we hit the bump. And you had already used the coffee. That was the sad part.
Mad's Maddest Writer.
Oh, no, I don't want to see the whole thing again.
How did that happen?
I don't know. I rewound by accident. Let's go inside. So, by the way,
really nice.
the Farallons. Oh, now we're out of
out
it.
by you, right?
That's there. It's an island right out in front of where we are. Yeah.
And it's rough water, which is what the Farallon was designed for.
It is very rough water. It's an open sea, and it's a marine and bird reserve, actually.
Yes.
Have you ever been to the Farallons? Your Farallon?
I have not. Nope, just their boat.
Somehow I've lost track of this. You're off the boat now. I missed the part where you went inside.
Well, that's what the gadget is.
Oh, YouTube. Let me see here. We're just rewinding, and yeah. Oh, wait a minute, this is confusing. I'm so confused. Oh, I get it. Okay, here we go.
Went out to the factory and talked to them about making some changes, which they did.
That's pretty good.
So this is the interior of the boat. So there's a galley here, and actually we raised the galley up so that we could see out the windows better, and it made for a lot of underfloor storage there. Then we have a little sink unit, no hot water, of course, the boat is small, and we have microwave. And this is the gadget of the day, but we'll come back to it because I thought I would show you something you probably know. The drop cam.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people tune in to watch my drop cam, and a couple of people said, don't shut the drop cam. I fall asleep to it nightly listening to the waves lapping at your hull. So I do leave the drop cam on, and on my website I'll put a link to where you can actually watch the view from that drop cam at GizWiz.Biz. And I'm going to also show you the little interior cabin here. This is pretty neat. This was really just a storage area. And Dennis, who's a designer, said, you know what? I know a way to really spruce up that area. So actually, he designed and we built this little area for sitting. Okay, so this is the gadget of the day. You know, it's getting very cold down here. Luckily today, it's very
because you
warm,
get out of the weather and
near the actually the third week in November. So this is the newest version of a gadget I had on my houseboat for years. It's from Mr. Heater, and this is called Portable Buddy. So Portable Buddy is, as you see, a portable heater. It uses the little 1-pound propane tanks. But this is the new version. A couple of nice features. Handle folds down now, so if you have to store it and slide it under a counter, it's easy to fit. Also, when you screw in the propane tanks, the new fitting flips up so that it's easy to put the tank in. Then you lock the tank in place. I'm not going to demo that because this tank is actually being used right now. It has two heating settings. 4,000 BTUs, 9,000 BTUs, flip over switch. If it falls over, it shuts off. It has an air sensor. If it senses that there's not enough air in the room, it'll shut off. But of course, you have to use your own judgment to keep yourself safe. It sells for, $80, $90, up to like $99 on Amazon. And it's Mr. Heater Portable Buddy. And, you know, if you have a cabin, working in the garage, it's pretty lightweight, and it does put out a lot of heat. I know that I'm going to use this a lot in the winter down here. So that's a look at the Pro line. That was my other boat, the Farallon 2300. They're at farallonboats.com, the company that makes this boat. That's it. I'm going to let you look at the view while I sign off here from the 79th Street Boat Basin. Captain Dick, maddest writer, and the GizWiz with the weekly, daily GizWiz video. You know, I think I'm feeling a little seasick.
You know, it's kind of neat because there you are in the ultimate urban setting in Manhattan, and just a few blocks from your house, you can get on this boat and, I mean, kind of get away from it all. I think, you know,
Leo, I really do refer to it as my country home, and that's why I've never owned a car in all my life.
It's funny you have a boat but not a car.
Yeah, I've had 26 boats in my total.
What?
The Farallon is my 26th boat.
What?
You know, I had a houseboat. I had a race boat. I used to do offshore racing.
That's 4.
26 I had a
boats.
I had a 10-foot boat with a 50-horsepower engine on it. A friend of mine said, you don't get in this boat, you put this boat on. It's so small. Yeah, no, I had a lot of...
What's the most you owned simultaneously?
I owned 4 boats because I was planning on selling 2 and no one bought them. And
you're a boat fanatic. I mean, I didn't. You're very serious about this.
I had to buy a crane to put on my houseboat so I could put one boat on my roof so I wouldn't have to pay dockage on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm a boater.
Yeah.
I'm a boater.
Well, I can understand. I mean, you're right by the boat basin. You can walk down there. It's just, I think it's a really neat thing. Now, A couple of questions about the heater, Mr. Heater.
Mr. Heater.
First of all,
that's called Portable Buddy.
How does it do in what is normally very corrosive sea air? You know, that salt air could really.
Well, you know what? On my houseboat, I never had a problem. Although it's literally not outdoors. You know, boats by nature are not airtight, which is good because, you know, as I said, even though it has an oxygen sensor that will shut it off if it senses not enough oxygen, you should still monitor that yourself and have some fresh air coming in. But on my houseboat, I never saw rust on it. I assume it's going to be the same on the Farallon. It's not in salt air.
And as you said, it has some safety features. It has a oxygen monitor, air monitor. It also, I presume, if it falls over, it will have. It
has tip over control, and also with a little adapter, you can hook it up to a 20-pound cylinder, and the 20-pound cylinder should be outdoors. But then you can snake the hose through a window. It gets 3 hours of heat on a tank at the 9,000 BTUs.
3 hours on the 1 pound tank?
On the 1 pound tank, or
pretty good.
6 hours at the low, which is 4,000 BTUs. And frankly, on my Farallon, 4,000 BTUs is really sufficient.
Oh yeah, I'm
because
sure it is.
it's a pretty small cabin.
Yeah.
And it was on. I did see it on sale at, I think it was Northern Tool for $69. So again, just keep doing a web search, and if you need something bigger, they make the same unit that can take 2 tanks. And I think it puts out 18,000 BTUs.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I know. So check it out. I think it's MrBuddy.com or MrBuddyHeater.com. I should have written that down, but I didn't.
That's what the Google's for.
That's what Google's for.
Yes, we're going to take a break. You've got another gadget. I have. I'm going to show 3 gadgets in one turn the table turkey.
Whoa!
I know. Well, I'm way behind. I got a ton of stuff.
You're trying to. You know what? This is not fair to specifically try to outshine me to get stuff for the best of show.
Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get on that best of show. So far, I'm 0 for 9. I know,
yeah. So far, you haven't got a prayer, but this could change.
Before we do, can I talk a little bit about Ford, those great folks at Ford Motor Company who make such great automobiles and such great high-tech stuff? The cockpit of the Ford it is so awesome. If you're into consumer electronics, if you're into gadgets, it is wired. I mean, everything from ambient lighting that can change to any color. It's RGB. You can change it to any color ambient lighting. I love that. In fact, because I have a 2010 Mustang, you know, it has the Mustang on the door jamb there where you get in. It says Mustang, and I can make that any color I want. I love it. The things, I mean, it's little things like the capless fuel filler, which means I never have to worry about losing my fuel cap. I just push it and it opens up, and it's very easy, and that's on a lot of the new Fords. But I'll tell you one thing you absolutely must have when you go to your Ford dealer, say, I've got to have sync with my Ford Touch. I have to have it. And, you know, the good news is it's on most Fords. It's certainly optional on any Ford. If you get the 2012 Ford Focus, which is what is next in my stocking, it's a big stocking, I am really excited about this. You will get all the great features of my Ford Touch. We talk a lot about the fact that, you know, you talk to your car and it tells, you know, you could play, tells you where the best fuel prices are, what movie times there are. It'll tell you where traffic problems are, play a song, you know, call somebody, all of that stuff without taking your hands off the wheel or your eyes off the road. You just press the button on the wheel and it does all of that. Now, my Ford Touch makes it even better because it's got a big screen in the center console and 2 little screens behind the wheel. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because one of the things I love about this, and I never mention it, is what a great GPS system it is. Not only really accurate maps, really accurate routing, but very easy to use. You know, how often have you done this where you were going somewhere, you got in the car, you started driving, then you wanted to use the GPS, and of course no car will let you use the GPS while you're driving, so you have to pull over. Not with my Ford's Touch, because you press the buttons on the steering wheel, it goes bong, and you say destination bong, and then you tell it you know, Dick's Place bong, and there's 40 million businesses in there, including, I'm sure, Disneyland. well, maybe not Disneyland, but the TWiT's in there for sure. You could say, bong, TWiT. And it will not only has the directions, it has the phone number. You could say, call him. You can use Google Maps or MapQuest if you're sitting at your computer and you want to try different routes or multiple routes. You could do all that at your computer and then send it to your car via your website, your dedicated website with sync traffic directions and information systems. You can have the website ping your smartphone with traffic conditions before you leave. I mean, this is 21st century technology. That's what I really love about it. I want you to check it out. You can either go to a Ford dealer and drive one today. Frankly, that's the best thing to do. Or you can go to the website, ford.com/technology, and, take a look. They've got lots of videos on here talking about all of the features of Sync and My Ford Touch, of the incredible engines, including the EcoBoost. The next car I'm going to get is going to be all electric, Dick. You'll be proud to hear. Ooh. Yeah, I want to get that 2012 electric Focus. That's going to be awesome. You also can talk to your apps on your iPhone and your Android phone and your BlackBerry. I mean, just go on and on. It's really cool. Find out more at ford.com/technology and make sure you drive. But if you're in the market for a new car, you've got to drive one. You've got to drive one. They're just the best. Thank you, Ford, for your support. Now, Dickie D, gadget number 3.
Gadget number 3 now. I happen to know that this coming week, it is somebody's birthday.
Yes, it is.
It's my birthday on Thursday. And no,
is it really?
No.
You just had yours.
No, it's your birthday.
It's my birthday. That's right.
So
I'll be a very special age. What is it? It's an age that only occurs every 10 years in a man's life. Woman's too.
80?
80. No, I'll be 55. It's a double digit. You get 11, 22, 33, 44, 55. Next will be 66, 7. You want to do a little trick?
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell me the answer to this. I want you to add, and everybody at home can do this too. I want you to add the last 2 digits of the year you were born. Okay, last 2 digits of the year you were born. PC guy already knows the answer. You got it? Write those down. Last 2 digits of the year you were born. For me, it was 56. Okay. And your current age.
Okay.
Actually, not your current age, but your age of your next birthday. That'd be more accurate. And add them together.
Okay.
And the answer is 111. Is that right?
No, Myra got 10.
No. Okay, so I was born in 56, and I'll be 55. The age of your next birthday, that's 111.
Oh.
Didn't work for you?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Actually, not the age of your next birthday.
You look great for that.
Yeah, I'll be 111.
On Thursday? What day is your birthday?
I think I did that wrong. My birthday is Tuesday.
13.
Okay. You got 13. Myra, how old are you? There's something wrong there. I think it's just supposed to be 111. For everybody.
Oh, okay.
For everybody.
Oh, okay. Oh, all right. Yeah, 111. 111.
111.
Anyway, so in honor of your birthday, I know the staff loves you, but I don't think they know the
whose
real
staff?
you.
Whose staff loves me?
Your staff.
My staff loves me.
They love you. They love you. But I called Alex and I said, Leo's so hard to shop for. Any thoughts? And Alex said, I think he would like to have a phone. He doesn't have one. I said, is Jamma B there? And Jamma B said, Dick, he'd like to have a camera because he doesn't have one. I figured, I'm just going to get something. So this is something
that Leo doesn't have.
Think you have.
I don't have the bath and brew or the bathe and brew.
You don't have bath and brew. Okay.
So
this is a... Say again?
What the hell? It's a shower, coffee maker, and soap dispenser?
Yeah. You
better make sure you don't press the wrong button.
Yeah, I know. And what's great is the coffee gets hot and heats up real fast because it's 110 volts AC, which is what you want in your shower. Okay. No. Okay. So
holy cow.
Bathe and brew. is from a website, a new website, or at least new to me, called Prank Packs.
Ah.
And they make us there at prankpacks.com. It's very funny. So they're gift boxes with bizarre gadgets. And basically, it's kind of expensive. They run $7 to $8 for an empty box. But they've done photography. They've done poll quotes. They've made...
oh, wait a minute. So you're saying there isn't anything inside?
Exactly. It's an empty box. And the joke is that you buy them some piece of crap.
And you put
and then
that
they
inside.
look at that and they go, oh, my God.
You got me a what?
I don't want this. And then they open it up and they go, oh, thank God, it's a pair of socks.
They're happy. So it's up to you to put something in the box. There's nothing in the box.
Unless you want to. And what it is as soon as you open the side of the box, there it says prank you, and that it's a fake box.
I
and
like
they have
that idea.
They have slipper speakers.
Oh, that's good. Coffee talkies that are walkie-talkies,
right.
coffee cups.
I also like the Wake and Bake Dream Griddle.
Yeah.
It's an alarm clock with a built-in griddle, so you can wake. You can wake.
I think that Michael Scott invented that on the Office.
Right.
Wow, these are great.
Yeah, and you know, this one, I think someone's going to make this the iArm forearm. Oh, that's very funny. The motorized
rolling pin for people who just don't have the arm strength. It automatically rolls forward and backwards. And then I love this one, the automated pet petter.
The pet petter. And also, it's a good goof on those family blankets.
The slanket,
those things.
Yeah.
Right. So what it sits the entire family, but there's just one arm opening at each end. So the father has one arm out. The mother has the other arm out, and it just holds all the kids.
18 feet wide, one sleeve on each end. The blanket that covers up to 8 people.
Right.
Oh, my God. This is the greatest site ever.
Yeah, it's very funny. It's very funny. But you don't have to go to, they're $8 at the site. You can get them cheaper here and there. ThinkGeek has a 2-pack for $14.95. But it's a funny idea.
I want to get all of them. Is there...
what? They're going to be sold in packs of 3. Several of the like Bathe and Brew and a few of the others are being introduced starting, I think, Monday, this coming week. And I don't know if they sell the entire thing as one set, but I'll have to find out. But they're great fun because the photography, they really, even though they're like $8 each, they really did some great photography and models using the gadgets. It's pretty nifty.
Wow. That is something everybody should have.
Yes. Yeah.
And I want to order enough for everybody.
Right, yeah.
Do you have to put something inside?
No, not really. You could just be cheap and just say, hey, the box is the gift. Well, first of all, the person you give it to, the next party they go to, they're going to be giving it away as their gift.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the gift that keeps on giving.
Absolutely. Wow, Dick. You've given me some great holiday gift ideas in the past, but this is definitely the best.
And it's cheap. So forget those buying us business suits.
Well, now I know what to do for all the hosts are going to get an empty box. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it's my turn to work. So if you would do the honors, I will go put on my makeup for Turn the Table Turkey.
Hey, Dick DeBartolo, Mad's Maddest, try to end the GizWiz.
Hey, you sounded so like, hey. Could you put a little more? It's like, hey.
A little more upbeat.
Okay, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe it. Guess who just came into the studio? Leo Laporte. Oh, I'm so excited because it's time for his Turn the Table Turkey. That's better?
Here it is. It's Turn the Table Turkey. And look, Bill Smith has brought it in. I don't know. Do you remember that we found in the studio when we first moved into the brick TWiT house, these many years ago, there was a radio in the basement. And it was pretty well worn out. It was an old Navy radio. Well, Bill Smith said, I'll take it and fix it up. And is it working, Bill? You are amazing. This thing is gorgeous. He's polished it all up, all the dials, all the knobs, all the buttons, the paint. Bill, I don't even know how you do that. Is it with a toothbrush? Holy cow. Wow. He says a lot of brushing. So that is amazing. This is a Type CWS 52245 radio transmitter for 1,500 to 12,000 kilocycles.
So the cottage mirror was maybe a spy cottage at one time?
Well, it says manufactured for the Navy Department Bureau of Ships by Stuart Warner. This is, Bill, you did, I can't, oh my God, it's like 1,000 pounds. You did a gorgeous job. Oh, it is.
Well, you know, I think it's known that the Navy did use the turning basin.
They could have used that as a boat anchor. Holy cow.
Wow.
That is beautiful, Bill. Wow, did you do a nice job of that. New ceramic here for the antenna posts. And I can't tell you how dusty and dirty and yicky this was. And it looks fantastic, Bill. I am so impressed. Don't leave, because I want to talk. We're in the middle of a show right now, and I want to talk to you some more about that. And this is not actually my turn the table turkey. Bill literally just walked in the door with this. And it is fantastic. Look at that.
And Myra just bought pretzels.
Say again?
I gotta get a better audience.
I'll tell you how bad this looked. We were using it as a doorstop to the server room for many years in the basement.
Oh, you know what?
You remember seeing that? Yeah.
Into the little kitchen area, right?
Yeah. And the truth is, I brought it up when we started setting up the ham radio corner. I brought it up just as a gag, saying this will be our radio. It's actually it works. It's a AM frequencies. AM for Morse code. It's a CW transmitter. That is pretty impressive.
Wow.
He says that this was not used as a primary transmitter, but it'd be an emergency backup. So when the Titanic went down, this is the kind dash dot. Not this one particularly, although who knows, it was pretty rusty. But no, this would be an emergency backup transmitter. And boy, it is heavy. I mean, it's about 100 pounds. I mean, how heavy is that?
Oh.
It's built to last or something. But it is not my gadget. In fact, I'm going to go from a 85-pound radio transmitter to something considerably lighter. My gadget this week is this. Do you have any idea what could that be?
A wallet?
I'll tell you what. I'll bring out its twin. These are the new tablets from Amazon.
I recognize the logo. So that's Nook.
And Barnes & Noble. So the on the right there is the Amazon Kindle Fire.
Ooh.
And its brother, the Barnes & Noble Nook tablet. And I'll talk about the Fire first, because there's a lot of similarities. In fact, both of them are 7-inch tablets, not as big as the iPad. They're 16 by 9, which means they're widescreen for watching TV and movie shows. They both are roughly the same processor speed. The Nook has twice as much RAM. It's got a gigabyte of RAM compared to the Fire's 512 megabytes, and more storage too. The Kindle has a surprisingly small 6 gigabytes available storage, which really isn't enough for TV or movies. I think they really want you to stream it. But there is a difference in price. The Kindle Fire at $200 is the lowest price decent tablet on the market. And I actually think it's a pretty good deal. So this is the Kindle Fire. And I said I had 3 gadgets. The Fire is stored inside a Marware case that I really have liked a lot. But I'll talk about that in a minute. Let me show you some features of the Fire first. Of course, with the name Kindle, you're going to expect it to be an e-book reader, and it certainly is that. It's capable of that. Here's a book, and it does the Whisper Sync just like all the Kindles, including the Kindle software on your Apple or Android product. Page turns, pretty smooth and easy, much better looking than the page turns on the e-ink Kindle. But some people have complained about a little bit of performance lag. on the Kindle Fire. I don't see it. I think it's actually pretty snappy. I know people like Steve Gibson have had some problems. His first 2 Kindles were DOA, and his third one seems to have lots of speed issues and stuttering. I think there are some manufacturing issues with the Kindle. I'm sure those will be solved pretty quickly. I do think that it's a pretty remarkable device for $200. In fact, the experts say that it probably is at cost from, or maybe even a little bit below cost from Amazon. So you see, it's a glossy screen. Let me wipe it off a little bit here for you, because that's one thing, is it does pick up fingerprints pretty well, and you will want to clean it a lot. I'm playing back a movie that I like the 16:9 ratio, because movies, this one is letterbox because movies are slightly wider than 16:9, but it looks good on this screen. In fact, I've been very happy with the quality of the screen. It's an LCD IPS-based screen, much like the iPad 2. But as I said, it's 7 inches, which means it's smaller than an iPad. I kind of like it for a couple of reasons. One, you could fit it in a pocket. You can type with it with your thumbs pretty easily, and I think that that's an advantage also. I don't mind the size. In fact, I think that 7.1 inches is actually a pretty good size for a tablet. I think.
Leo, is that a video you put in there, or is that
no? And this is the deal. You don't have much memory. You could put a few videos on there. It's not designed for that. It's really designed for streaming. So this is streaming from Amazon Prime. If you're an Amazon Prime user, you can stream movies for free. I think it's pretty good looking.
Wow.
So it is Android, but it's so highly customized, you'd never know. It never says Android anywhere there. You have a menu bar across the top that says Newsstand. I have the New York Times on here, and if you look at the New York Times application, it looks just like the iPhone or the Android application. Big difference, you pay for it. It's not free. There is a web browser, a very capable web browser. I find that I can go to sites like ESPN that have flash video on them, and it plays just fine. In fact, let's go to ESPN.com and show you. Let's go.
Is there a card slot, Leo?
There is not a card slot. You cannot add memory to this. So it's, but remember, it's $200. And I think that that's really the key to this, is it's not very expensive. So you can see the website's rendering fairly easily, fairly quickly. The one way you might recognize Android is when you hit the settings. It looks very much like the Android settings dialog box with a lot of the same features. A couple of things to point out. There isn't much account control, so whoever owns this is going to be able to buy stuff on your Amazon account. So this is probably not the ideal tablet for kids. They maybe start to buy stuff without your permission. Unlike the iPad, it doesn't require a password except when you first log in. Here's Words with Friends, which is a very common application on both Android and iOS. Really very nice on this platform. It's fast. It's easy to use. The screen is just the right size. I think it's very usable. Words with Friends is basically like a Scrabble game. I'll show you some other games too. This is the interface is kind of weird. It's got a cover flow type interface, but you can take any of these and put them down on the bookshelves below, which are infinitely expandable. So the stuff that you use the most, you can put on a shelf. Whoops. Looks like it just had a quick reboot there. I'm not sure what happened there. I've added a few apps. It doesn't come with a calendar application, but I added one for a couple of bucks. You can buy apps from the Amazon App Store, these are all Android apps. They only sell apps that work well on the Fire, though, so you don't have to worry. It's got a contact manager. These both sync automatically with Google. I find that nice. Email program. And typing isn't too bad on this. Let me just start a... Let me reply to a message and show you. Typing this keyboard down here, especially with your thumbs, is pretty good. This is how you type. You can't swap keyboards as yet, although I have a feeling that's something that may come down the road. I'm going to discard this. User interface is a little clunky. It's Android. It's not an iPad. But I find it completely usable, and I think that even somebody who's not used a tablet won't have too much trouble. Of course, what it really is from the point of view of Amazon is a portal to the Amazon website. And as you might expect, not only can you get all the Kindle books on here, but you can also shop on Amazon. With one-click shopping, makes it very easy for you to buy, maybe a little bit too easy for some of us to buy. I end up spending a lot of money on Amazon with Amazon Prime. Now, somebody in our chat room wanted to know if the same books are available on Amazon as are available on the Barnes & Noble. I'm going to show you the Nook in just a little bit. And I think it's pretty much the same thing. I don't think there's anybody who's on one store who wouldn't be on the other. But let's try it. He wanted to know if James Patterson was. I just entered Patterson in my search field. This does not have a microphone, so you cannot do voice search, which is kind of a negative. Hello. Oh, I have to search the web. There we go. But notice that, by the way, that was initially searching my library. Type that tab, it searches the web. I'm going to look on here. And this is going to take me to the Kindle store at Actually, no, it's searching the web. You know what? I probably wanted to go to the Kindle store. Let's do this right. So I go to books. That's my error. I wasn't thinking. I was doing a web search. Here are the books that I currently have on the device. Let me go back. I'll show you. All the pages are kind of the same books. This is what's on the device. This is what's in the cloud. That's all the books I've ever bought on Amazon. Very nice. It's very easy to download a book. I just tap it, and the book will download instantly. Let's go back here, and I'll show you the store. And we're going to search for James Patterson. That's what I intended to do initially. So this is the Kindle bookstore, and P-A-T-T-E-R, and there it is, James Patterson Kindle books. And it will show me all, Kill Alex Cross, Kill Me If You Can. Now, so yeah, you don't have to worry. To our chat room, James Patterson's there. Look at all the James Patterson books. Kindle books tend to be cheaper, but not a lot cheaper. So these books are ranging from $3 for Sweet Dreams to $15 for the Kill Alex Cross, the newest James Patterson. So prices are, not super cheap on the Kindle bookstore, but they are somewhat less expensive, and there sure is a convenience to be able to download. No 3G for this Fire, Wi-Fi only, so you'll have to think ahead if you want to download. It does have the Amazon Music Store on here, and it has pretty decent speakers. I'll play a song for you so you can hear what it sounds like, but you'll want to plug in headphones for best results and to not annoy your family and friends. Your Amazon Music in the cloud is also visible. So these are all the songs I have on my Amazon Music in the cloud. Let's play I Love New York by the Glee cast. What do you say? Let's not. The store is here for music as well as books and newsstand. There's also the Amazon Video Store, and as I mentioned, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you get instant videos for free. There aren't a huge selection. It's not quite Netflix, but don't worry because you also have Netflix on here. In fact, Netflix is one of the applications many people will launch right away. Audible books as well. And let me just show you one more application. I don't want to launch. You get it, Netflix. It also has the Amazon Store and one-touch buying. This is very much like the Amazon Store application on other portable platforms. In fact, I'm sure it's just a port of the Android version. If you want to buy apps, as I said, you're going to go to the Amazon App Store. This does not allow you to go to the Google Marketplace. No Google apps are on here at all. These are apps I've purchased in the past from the Amazon App Store. These are apps that are on the device, and I can go directly to the App Store. One thing Amazon does, which I really love, they have a free app every day. In fact, right now it's the $5 Channelcaster Pro, which is a podcast application, excellent podcast application. So I'm going to just, you saw I didn't have to enter any password. That's why you got to worry about the kids, and it's already downloading. And if this were to something I have to pay for, it would be taken out of my checking account right away. Somebody wanted to see the Audible app. It looks just like the Audible app on Android. It's just bigger because we have a 7-inch screen. I think this is very usable, frankly. I like it a lot. I know, we had Kevin Rose and Mike Elgin on TWiT this week, and they said they hated it. They didn't like it at all. They were iPad fans. They said this is a terrible device. Most of the complaints I've heard about have been about snappiness and responsiveness. If you've been watching the video of this, you note that it's fairly snappy, right? I mean, occasionally you'll tap an icon and nothing will happen. But, that happens to me all the time. I don't notice any particular sluggishness, especially considering the cost. I think most people, if you compare it with an iPad, the iPad will come out on top, but not by so much that you're going to feel terrible. This is, as you can see, I'm moving around quickly through applications. $200. I have to say, I think there's a lot to be said for this. There's no, you know, the user interface is all in software. There are some buttons. Well, there's one button. There's the speakers on the top, dual speakers. There's the USB connector. It's a micro USB, and there's the audio jack. There's one button on it, and this is the only complaint that I have. It's on the bottom. It's the on-off button. It's very easy to hit it by accident. If you hold your books on the side, you're not going to hit it, but apparently some people do hold their book by cupping the bottom. That's going to be, you're going to have to change that habit unless Amazon changes the switch. So I have no complaints about this. I think it's very nicely implemented. I think especially for $200, this is a compelling product. I do recommend this Marware case. It snaps right in here. And one of the things I like about this Marware case is it turns into, it's leather. It's fairly sturdy. It has a kind of Moleskine kind of a rubber band to keep it closed. You're not going to, it's not going to fall out of there. But you can also pop out the bottom when you want to watch a movie, and it tilts back, and this becomes a pretty nice stand, suitable for airplane movie watching. I think that's nice. The Marware case is something that Amazon is selling, I think for $50 or $60. I can't remember the exact price, but it'll be offered to you, and I do recommend you buy it. When you buy it. So I think this is a great product. You know, I'm a Kindle fan, as you know. I like the e-ink readers. This is not as good as an e-ink reader from the point of view of reading it in daylight. If you like the real crispness of the e-ink, this is, you know, it's a backlit screen, but it's I think basically the same screen parts on the iPad 2 and on this. This is the Barnes & Noble tablet. $50 more. I think it is a little bit snappier, and I think it's because it has the extra memory. One thing that's not so great on either the the Kindle Fire or the Barnes & Noble Nook tablet is magazine reading, mostly because most magazines haven't yet modified their format to fit this new medium. They're basically PDFs that you turn the page of, and you're reading it, and it, you know, you can zoom. I'd like to see more audio and video. I'd like to see a layout that's designed for a tablet, not just a scan of the existing magazine. That's going to come. I feel absolutely certain that somebody's going to say, oh, this is a new medium, we want to use it. So how is this different? Well, you don't have the cover flow. You have a lot of wasted space up here. You still have the same basic menu commands: apps, music, movies, newsstand, and books. If you want to do the settings, you hit the bottom, not the top. I think in many ways you really see how similar the hardware and the software is on these tablets. In fact, I think the only reason to recommend this, it's a little more snappy. It is $50 more. Personally, I think that there's some question about Barnes & Noble in the long run. I don't know if Barnes & Noble is going to be around forever. They are still a primarily brick-and-mortar bookstore. They're trying to make the transition. This is one of the ways they're doing that. We know for sure.
Leo,
I think Amazon.
Does this one have a card slot?
Neither of these has a card slot.
Neither.
But this has more memory. I think it's 16 gigs. It has twice the memory.
Oh, wow.
So you do have more storage. So, you know, 16 gigs is funny because I think that shows the book reader heritage of these. That's a lot for textbooks, right? Yeah. It's not a lot for multimedia. And both these devices, this is something new for both companies, is being able to put audio and video and movies and so forth. And so I think they stint a little bit on storage. On the other hand, how many users are going to hook this up to a computer, convert the video into a format that's appropriate, copy it over? I think most people will watch streaming video or buy stuff. And the nice thing is when you buy stuff on either Amazon or Barnes & Noble, it's in your library forever. So you can watch the movie, erase it, watch another movie, erase it, and you don't have to keep it all filled up. The Nook does, I'm sorry, there is a card slot. I am wrong. There is a card slot in the Nook. Where is it, though? I just don't know. Is it underneath?
Is it behind the battery or one of those?
Somebody says there's a mini SD card slot. I'll have to take your word for it. I'm looking for it. Memory is capped at 1 gigabyte for non-Barnes & Noble media. On the corner by the hook. Yeah, well, I'll take your word for it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, there it is. There it is. So there's a little mini card slot. Not the most accessible. But if you want expandable storage, certainly that's important. This is held together with a magnet, so it's pretty easy to open up. To me, this doesn't seem like a huge the difference. But that's how Barnes & Noble is selling it. Twice the memory, twice the storage, the addition of an SD card. Oh, and it does also have a support a microphone. Somebody told me. There's a built-in microphone, which is missing on the Kindle. So if ever you wanted to dictate, I don't think there are any apps that let you do that yet, but just in case. I think functionally these are very, very similar. Yeah. I suspect
it almost seems like you get a lot for the extra $50.
Yeah, it's about right.
The card slot and double the memory and the microphone.
Yeah. If this is something you want that matters to you, it does feel a little snappier, I have to say. That's one of the complaints people have. In fact, let's show you a page turn.
I mean, it may get me to learn how to read.
That is a prerequisite, I think. If you don't read,
that's what's been holding me back.
I probably wouldn't buy either one of these. I think they're really designed primarily for the reader. Here, let's open a book here and open a book there. Okay, I'm going to open a book on both devices, and let's put them somewhere. And these are the page turns on both, and you can just see the relative smoothness.
Well, they almost look the same, aren't they?
It's a little, I would say it's a little smoother. There's just the slightest, barely visible hesitation on the Kindle. I would say it's a little smoother on the Nook.
Okay.
But not much. Now, don't be fooled if you're watching the video. There is screen flicker on the Barnes & Noble tablet, and that's because its refresh rate is slightly off 60 hertz. You don't see it in real life at all. It's just interaction between our cameras and this screen. So don't think that you're seeing any flickering at all. As I look at it, it's every bit as crisp and steady as the Kindle Fire. It's just an interaction between the cameras. Yeah, so don't pay attention to the flickering that you see on that screen. Stephen in Toronto saying it's driving me crazy. Yeah, I know it is. And it's just something, it's funny because most LCD screens work fine with our cameras. They have this screen at a kind of an oddball refresh rate, and that's why it's causing that kind of weird look. Probably true that if you're not, if it's not urgent that you get a tablet today, it'd be worth waiting to see what the second iteration. Now, Amazon's iterated very quickly on its Kindles, and I think the current patch of e-ink Kindles are, considerably better than the first Amazon Kindle. So I expect the same kind of improvements with the Kindle Fire. Probably true also of the Nook Color. If I had to pick one, I'd pick the Amazon just because it's Amazon behind it, and just gives you a broader variety of things you can buy. I think is the better future for Amazon. If you were picking based solely on hardware, I think you're right. The Nook tablet is absolutely superior to the Amazon in terms of flexibility. There you go. Those are the two of them, and I do recommend getting that Marware Executive case. I think that's a really nice case. Doesn't that just look and feel nice, the size and so forth? It's smaller than an iPad in terms of screen real estate, a little thicker and heavier feeling. But I like it. Both. I don't know if this is an IPS panel on the Barnes & Noble, but it is very clear, very easy to read. So I wouldn't hesitate. And you also have what is your case? Is that it looks like a Marware case also, actually. Oh, all right. We have another case in here from one of our fans. It is says it's box curve. That's actually a nice case too. I like having a case for these devices because they are so small. One of the things I wish Apple had a better case for its iPad too. The smart, I've dropped it many times, and the smart cover doesn't protect the iPad at all. That's a nice case, leather, feels good. Yeah. What's your name? Ellen. Ellen loves her Barnes & Noble Nook tablet. So just so you know, she says get the Nook tablet. It is a 7-inch Vivid View color touchscreen. They're both touch. I think they're both very crisp and easy to read. But if you like e-ink, there's just, backlit screens are never going to be quite as crisp and easy to read as an e-ink screen. There you go.
Wow, very good.
That's the review. Any other questions?
Very thorough. No, I think you did an excellent job.
All right. I think that's it for Turn the Table Turkey. I have the radio. Actually, I have 4 gadgets. The radio, the tablet, the Fire, the Marware case, everything you'd ever want right now.
Wow.
And
I can see the handwriting on the wall. Next week, We don't need you, Dick. Leo's decided to do it.
Actually,
Fine.
no. I do. It is time before we get to our letters this week and our Warehouse Friday. I would like to, if you don't mind, mention Netflix. Would that be all right? I mean, as long as I've got this thing here. Of course, Netflix is available on your PC, on your Mac, on your iPad. Yes, on both these tablets has Netflix is everywhere. It's on your big screen TV, your Blu-ray player. Netflix is absolutely the most common way to watch content. And I'll tell you, it makes a device like this extra awesome. $7.99 a month and unlimited access to that ginormous Netflix library of movies, instant access. Now, did I say movies? Not just movies, TV shows. I've been watching Breaking Bad. Do you like that show? You might.
I have not watched it. I'm catching up on what did I start watching? Arrested Development.
Oh, what a great show! What a great. And they bought the rights to it. They're going to make more.
Yes.
Netflix. You got to love these guys. So here's the deal: $7.99 a month for unlimited streaming. Tell you what, though, we'll get set up for you for free if you just go to netflix.com/twit, and you can try it without any charge for 30 days. A great way to see if you like it. Now, I asked you all to shout netflix.com/twit across the dinner table at Thanksgiving. I hope you told your relatives what a great thing Netflix is, and subscribe, and maybe we'll get a lot of new subscribers. Netflix.com/twit. It's just a great way to watch everywhere you go. I mean, this makes this device, this little portable device, a fantastic entertainment unit. By the way, somebody was asking about battery life, and what kind of battery life are you getting on your Nook tablet? Because it's never run out. Yeah, this thing, the standby time is long. I didn't use it for a few days, and it was 100% on the battery. I'd say it's about 8 to 10 hours. It's a little less than the iPad battery life if you're watching movies, using it heavily like that. It's a day, and that's all we ask for. So there you go. Netflix.com/twit. Put it on your Kindle. Put it on your Nook. Put it on your Blu-ray player, your TV, everywhere it goes, and you're going to have a lot of entertainment just waiting for you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, if I might, for a moment of silence, a moment of memory and prayer for gadgets that have gone by the wayside, gadgets that at one time were shiny, bright, and new, but now lie corroding, dusty, and unused in that place where gadgets go to die, Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
They're geeky and they're goofy. Together they are loopy. When gadgets pass away, he takes them out to play. In Dick's Gadget Warehouse.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, there he is behind the radio. I'd move it, but it's 100 pounds. Dickie D.
Leo, how you doing?
I am well. How are you, my friend?
I'm super.
We
Good
act
to
like
see you.
we act like this is a whole new show. You realize
Yeah,
that?
that's true. Yeah, I know, because we can't get out of the old habit when it wasn't.
It used to be a whole new show. Now it's just a part of the same old show.
It's a whole new part of an old show.
Yeah.
But what do we care?
Hello, Dickie D.
We're doing this for ourselves.
That's
yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah. Well, we're in a new location, so it makes sense.
We are. We're in the warehouse. By the way, if you didn't see last week on video, get it so you can see the actual video for the first time in years.
Cameras were allowed in.
Cameras were allowed.
I wonder if that's why this week they decided to raise my rent. I don't know why.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Boy, they're skating on thin ice.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just take all that crap and put it in the street.
Now it's going to be like $400 a month to keep crap.
Oh, man. Oh, Dick, I got to give you a raise.
$3.95 to store crap.
Wow.
Anyway, this is a piece of crap that I got the product sample about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I put the picture up already on GizWiz.Biz. But don't look at it first, because you're very good at this, Leo. The product name is SinkEase, SINK-EEZ.
I believe, my friend, that SinkEase is a sponge that is shaped like your sink to make for easier cleaning.
shaped like your sink.
Yes. Well, you know how that is with a sponge, and you've got those corners, and it's so hard to get them in there. Why not just a giant sponge shaped like your sink?
Wow. Let's patent that right away. Okay, Sinky. And the funny thing about Sinkies is I did a web search. A couple of websites still show it, but say this product is no longer available. So I did a web search. I found that it was patented in 2000, but then 2 years later, it comes up, Sinky's trademark has been abandoned.
Oh.
So, and I think I found it at the hardware show. So probably he made a limited amount of them. They didn't sell well. Now, what it is it's a magnetic ring that snaps into the opening for your garbage disposal unit. And the theory is, as you pour garbage in, if you accidentally left a utensil or a piece of silverware or something magnetic in, this little ring would suddenly click to the ring and not go down.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, I think it sounded like a good idea.
Except most of the things I drop in the sink are not magnetic.
Oh, but they and they are grindable, not grindable.
Well, like my forks, they're made of stainless steel. They're not going to get caught by this Sinky's catch-all, except stainless steel.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's the problem.
I think it works fine if you use iron cutlery.
All right. Well, that's yeah. There you go.
My gold wedding ring is not going to get caught by Sinky's catch-all, except my wedding ring.
Oh. All right. Well, we may have an answer.
That might be what happened to it, huh?
I guess so.
The titanium spork is going to go right through.
Oh yeah.
The Sinky's catch-all.
This is not. Well, you know what? On Continental Airlines once, I picked up a fork and the knife came with it. and I said to the stewardess, "Wait a minute. These are kind of sticking together."
Yeah.
And she said, "You know what?" She said, "The silverware that they use is actually a lot of money, and they have a giant magnet that goes through the garbage when the planes dump all the garbage at the end of the route."
That's
and she said that's how they saved the silverware. So that silverware it must be a composite then.
Well,
so
you know, some stainless steel has enough iron in it. I mean, it really just depends, you know. But steel itself, titanium, you know, you have to have some iron in something.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
of course, if you drop your
reason.
spork into the disposal, the spork's going to win, I think.
Yeah.
Don't you think? Wow.
Yeah.
It seems like a good idea. It catches. See, it says it right here. Catch the Smart Sink magnet that catches ferrous metal objects from entering the garbage disposal. So if you have a ferrous metal object, you'll never lose it again. Screws.
Yeah, well, then
they show screws in a fork.
Only ferrous metal. Just throw ferrous metal in there. Give my Sinkies.
It would also have to be a pretty strong magnet because I mean, a fork going by is not going to go. I don't know.
Well, I think I'm not investing in this company.
No.
I'm not going to get that registration and buy it.
No, because it seems like a good idea, doesn't it? I mean, it seems like something, boy, that should really do well.
But I don't think it did.
Nine. Niet. Nichevo. No. It does not work. Hey, you know what? It's the holiday season. It's the most wonderful time of the year. I have a wreath behind me. You know what that means? It's time for the
holiday letter song.
Listen, Santa's here. Ooh, I feel snow drifting down the back of my neck. Ooh.
I think that's dandruff.
Yeah, maybe. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yes.
And our letter comes from, let me just get this up here, is from Kevin Mullins. And Kevin writes to say, I'm wondering if you know of any microwave oven that is currently available where you can scan the UPC barcode and then cook the contents accordingly. If something like this exists, could you include it in one of your gadgets on an upcoming episode in the very near future? I'm thinking of getting myself a gift for the holidays. This would be a huge help since I am legally blind. Sometimes it gets incredibly frustrating trying to figure out how long something needs to be cooked, since each supplier includes the cooking instructions in different places, fonts, and font colors on their packaging. Maybe you could devote an entire episode to gadgets that could aid the visually impaired. In the future, could you include gadgets for the visually impaired on a regular basis? Love listening to this show. I do miss the shorter episodes. Thanks, Kevin. Well, Kevin, maybe you knew about it. There was a series. They were called the Beyond Smart Oven, and it was at CES about 6 years ago. And you could scan the barcode, and it was a whole system. The Beyond appliances were a system that you plugged in the wall. They all connected to a master unit using the house wiring. And then the master unit would phone out each night to get new barcode. Yes,
oh my
it was
God.
It would fun. Lee, it seemed like it had a good shot if people would program it and understood it. For example, if you set your Beyond alarm clock for 8 o'clock, it told the coffee maker what time you were getting up, and it would set the coffee maker to brew the coffee starting a half hour before what you set.
It's a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
But you got to get everything to talk to each other, and nobody ever does that, you know?
It was on sale for a short time. I see on the website Smart Home sold it, but Smart Home just says this is no longer available. But Kevin, what I was going to say is we're all going out to CES.
Yes.
And I particularly like to stroll through the aisles downstairs where the new startups do stuff, and I'll keep an eye open for gadgets for the visually impaired. It's a good idea. And we'll report in 2012 if we find anything, or I will certainly.
I think a barcode is probably a really good way to do that, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
But maybe RFID would even be better because it would just kind of, I don't know. That's an interesting, it's a challenging and interesting problem.
Yeah, the microwave, it had a little barcode reader right on the front, and you pulled it out.
That,
yes, and you ran it over the frozen food. Right. So hopefully someone will revive it and make it a little more workable.
I wish we would work a little more, but frankly, I'm too lazy. So that's why we only do one show a week now.
Yeah, I know. Well, I think it's better in this form than the Daily GizWiz 1 minute that you wanted to do. You said, Dick, it's 20 seconds a gadget. How hard is that?
Plenty of time. Actually, it was 5 seconds a gadget. Plenty of time.
Oh, that's
plenty of time. How much time do you need?
Well, obviously about 45 minutes to an hour.
Because we're done. You'll find Dick at GizWiz.Biz, where you can play the What the Heck Is That contest.
Yeah.
It's well, I can tell you what it is. It's a toilet seat for Smurfs, but, you make up some clever thing. You got 12 Mad Magazines autographed by Dickie D for the right answer, 24 for the cleverest answer, not the right answer. And you have till the end of the year, so about a month left.
Exactly.
I didn't ask you how you... Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you want to buy a box of crap to give as a Christmas gift, which evidently a lot of people wanted to do and have asked about.
It's never too late to buy crap.
Boxes of crap. Yeah, I'd like to empty the warehouse even further down.
You should have had a Black Friday Dickie D's warehouse crap sale.
I know. I could have lost even more money.
Yeah, folks, don't think this is a profit thing. He's selling them at a loss. He just wants to get rid of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You realize at $355 a month for 25 years, that's a lot of money.
And now it's gone up.
Now it's gone up. Now, well, starting January 1st, $3.95 a month for
everything must go. Hey, this is it. They've raised the rent sale. Hi, Dickie D here from Dickie D's Crazy Warehouse Emporium. They've raised our rent. We've got to blow it out to the bare walls. Everything must go. Everything must go.
How much
everything
you think a
must
room
go.
like this cost?
How much would this cost? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It costs less because I've got to get rid of it. Your loss is my gain.
Would you pay for this 15-piece towel set? Look, you can see right through it.
Bring the kids, your wife, the pink slip, and a hot dog, too. Dickie D's Gadget Warehouse sale for Black Friday. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be huge. Huge.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big. Just put box of crap in the subject line, and I'll tell you the various prices. And it's priceless stuff. It's priceless stuff.
I didn't ask you, and I apologize. How was your Thanksgiving, Dick? I know that
it was great.
The freelancers dinner is over.
Who I met through this show.
Yes.
Joe Bolonis had a great party at Isabella's.
Oh, how fun.
And right outside the door is where they blow up the balloons. And the party ended at midnight, and there was like nobody around. So we got to walk up and down and see all the balloons sleeping. Mickey face down in the street. I thought, Mickey, this is so degrading.
Well, when you know how it is when you're deflated. You just can't get up.
Yeah, well, he was about 90% deflated, so that he didn't float away. But and with big nets over them with weights, it was quite fun. And then, of course, I made a pineapple upside down cake, and I put more pineapple on it so people would see it was a new cake and not a picture of last year's cake.
Oh, it's a new cake.
It was a new cake, and,
wow.
And a lot of people baked pineapple upside down cakes. I got several emails saying, on my way out the door now to buy the ingredients. So it was good. Now, how was yours?
It was very nice. I went to my dad's.
Your father's house, right?
Yeah. In fact, you can see all of the Laporte men on my Instagram. You don't have an iPhone, so you probably
I don't.
So you can do it on the web at Instagram.com, which is a web interface to Instagram, and I am Leo Laporte on there. No, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm Chief Twit. I'm Chief Twit. Yeah. So you can see that's where you would see my pictures. That's it's funny. That's me and my buds. That's really how we share pictures these days. Interestingly enough, here I'll show you. Because if you're not, I'd make it easy for everybody. Let me log in. Chief Twit. And the password is sexy1234. And, you'd never guess that, would you?
No, not in a million years. No. That was safe.
My photos, let's see here. And here they are. These are the Laporte Fellows. That's me on the left there. And my son, Hank. My half-brother, Noel. He's in college. He's studying biochem at Oregon State, and then my dad, Leo Sr., who is 78 years old. Wow. Yeah, so we had a nice, very lovely Thanksgiving. I think there might be a picture, yeah, there is, of the Thanksgiving table as we all sat down to dine. But, I would have loved a little pineapple upside-down cake.
Yeah, it needed it.
It needed
something.
Yeah, we had carrot cake and a tarte tatin, whatever that is. So, yeah, Abby. Somebody's asking, what happened to Jennifer and Abby? They were back east with relatives, so we had a split. Abby had to get back east for some stuff, so we had a split Thanksgiving. But they're back now. So, hey, that's it. I'm glad you had a good Thanksgiving. I appreciate your time.
Super.
Next week, you and me and 5 other gadgets.
I'll be here.
You had to think about that. I know it was a big come on. Yeah. All right.